All right, welcome to this section of this video on what to expect in your ICANN November 2025 public sector accounting and finance examination. Okay, so I want you to know that I've done this using trend analysis. All right, so I've analyzed the entire year from 2014 to 2015. Okay, and I've been able to see certain patterns and certain things, all right, which has enabled me to be able to run this forecast. Like I usually say, as you can see on your screen, you can see three different colors. All right, this is showing you the hierarchy, the priority that you should place on each of these topics. All right, so for the topics in gold, these are the first set of topics that you should pay critical attention to before you attend other topics in different colors. Okay, so pay attention first of all to the topics in gold. Then you move to the topics in yellow. All right, then you move to the topics in blue, and then to the topics that are not highlighted at all. The first topic that we will be examining in this video is your budgeting and budgetary control. This has been examined. In fact, this is the most examined topic in in public sector accounting and finance. As you can see, it has been examined 20 times. All right, 20 different times from November 2014 up to November 2024. All right, so it's not been examined yet, this diet at all right, which makes it highly probable in your November 2025 examination. Okay, so let's quickly backtrack. So it was examined entire diet 24, November 23, May 21, entire diet 20, entire diet, okay, November 19, May 18, entire diet 17, entire 16, May 15, and November 14. All right. So you can see that it has been examined almost every blessed diet, every single diet, some the entire diet, some not the entire diet. Okay. However, it's not been examined yet in 2025. All right. So please pay attention to your budgeting and budgetary controls. Next to it is emerging issues in Nigerian public sector. This one, as in because of the changes globally, especially in Nigeria also, this is one hot topic that you don't want to sleep on, okay? And I can just decide to spring up a surprise, okay? So you do not want to be caught by surprise. So please pay attention to emerging issues in Nigerian public sector, all right? I was last examined in November 2014, and it's also highly probable in your November 2025 examination, okay? So one thing you want to do is for each of these topics, you want to solve a minimum of 40%, all right? That's if you're probably taking two papers. If you're taking all the papers, in as many as you can, all right? But it's going to help you if you can use this information that I'm sharing with you. I mean the forecast, all right? Now, next to that will be your introduction to public finance, all right? So like I usually advise students, introductory chapters are very critical chapters when it comes to like an examination, all right? A lot of students gloss over, probably just assume that it's introductory chapters. I might not even set any questions there. All right, but amazingly, Public Account 2 has found out that students gloss over this, and so many times they pay attention to the introductory chapters, and you want to pay attention to what I can pay attention to. All right, so please pay attention to your introductory chapters. So for PSAF, Introduction to Public Finance, very important. So it's examined in May 2025, yes. However, it's still probable in your November 2025 examination. So please do not sleep on that. So we're done with the topics in gold. Let's consider those in yellow, starting with public debt. All right. This is the next most examined topic in PSAF. All right, 19 times from November 2014 up till May 2025. All right, so if you do a backtrack, we can see it was examined last diet, all right, November 24, November 23, okay, entire diet 23, May 22, May 21. All right, so you can see backwards like that, okay? Yes, I know it's in examining these diets. However, anything can happen. Okay, so take note of that. Then your IPSAS, your other IPSAS, please pay attention, as many as you can. All right, as many as you can lay your hands on. Okay, pay attention to that. That is actually very probable in your November 2025 examination. Okay, then we move to your preparation and interpretation of financial statements for government on accrual basis and cash basis. Yeah, it was examined last diet. Okay, so what I would say is, before you consider this, let's move to, before you consider this, all right, let's do public revenue and expenditure. All right, public revenue and expenditure, which was last examined May 2024 and is probable in November 2025. All right, so after that, also, before you move to the preparation and interpretation of FS, move to your sources of government revenue and public revenue. All right, this one has been examined 5 times. However, the last time it was examined is May 2022. It's been a while, all right? It's been a while, and anything can happen, but you don't want anything to happen to you, all right? So please pay attention to sources of government and public revenue. Then we move to your pension and gratuity, all right? So pension and gratuity was examined last in November 2024. However, please just pay attention, okay? Then you can now go to the preparation and interpretation of FS. Then once you're done, move to the ones in blue, starting with project appraisal in public sector. Yes, this one was examined last diet, okay, and that's why it's in blue anyways. So again, first start with the topics in gold, then you move to the ones in yellow. Then if you still have enough time, consider those in blue. All right, and after that, if you see enough time, we can now look at the ones that are not highlighted at all. All right, then next is your fiscal federalism, which was also examined last diet anyways. Okay, so no pressures. Then also your towards national fiscal responsibility was examined last diet, no pressure, but please still pay attention to, especially to your to this particular topic, towards national fiscal responsibility. Once you're done, you can then consider the topics that are not highlighted at all. Once again, in this video or in this section, I've shared with you what to expect in your public sector accounting and finance November 2025 examination. Or I've given you strategies, I've given you the years, and I've told you the aspects you should focus on. If you're still studying, please, you are safe to use this forecast to just complete your study. All right, so one of the techniques I recommend is using the past question, so backward and more like a backward engineering kind of strategy. All right, so you're working back on past question back to your study path. So start solving questions. If there's any aspect or area that's still proving difficult, then go back to your path. All right, that's what I recommend for your study. And for those revising, please revise using this forecast. You're safe to revise using this forecast. All right, so pay attention, just start solving questions. All right, start solving questions. I'm unable to tell you how to use past questions in this particular video, but I have an announcement for you. Tomorrow, if you're going to be if you turn up, and I advise you not to miss that section tomorrow. I'm going to be having a section tomorrow with everyone writing the November 2025 examination. All right, links will be shared tomorrow. All right, so just find your way to any of my platforms. In that section, I'm going to be teaching you how to answer. I'm going to be sharing certain strategies on how to answer I can questions rather. How to answer ICANN questions. Okay, so also while you're preparing, I might share some strategies with you on how to use past questions. Do not miss that section for anything. Invite your friends and everyone writing the exam around you. All right. So if you're watching on YouTube and it's your first time, welcome to my channel. Do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, all right, and share this video if you found it useful. All right. And if it's not your first time, thank you very much for always engaging with my videos. I will see you in the next video. All right, guys, thank you so much. So the final forecast for tonight is for those writing financial management, all right, which is a new course or a new paper in ICANN syllabus. All right, so I'll see you guys writing FM. I'll see you in the next couple of minutes. All right, bye everyone. Thank you for joining tonight. All right.